Hey everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Mike and the Mad Pod, and I want to first apologize if the quality of this audio was a little, is not used to the quality that's been in the last few episodes. I had to go back to my old roots, talking through my headphones instead of my speaker, because I actually came home to watch the Super Bowl this weekend, so back to my old roots here, so hopefully the quality is not too bad. Before I get into my, expert analysis on the Super Bowl, I just want to first go ahead and give a huge congratulations to Ben Janasek, who got this week's or last week's trivia question correctly. And not only Ben, did you get it right, you completely threw me under the bus, and there were actually more players mentioned that were I actually said. So to rehash, the question was, right, there are currently 4 members of the 40-40 club. And I said which 2 players missed it by no more than 2 home runs or 2 stolen bases. Vladimir Guerrero and Carlos Beltran would be the 2 I thought of, but Ben actually proved me wrong, and there are actually 2 more on top of that. So Matt Kemp in 2011 did miss the 40-40 club by I want to say one home run. He had 39 home runs. Or something along those lines. And Bobby Bonds also missed it by that criteria. So, Ben, great job, pal. I think, I should give you the show because you got that question right. This week's question is going to be a little more, it's going to be easier, so a lot of you will probably get it. And that'll come later in the show. So, before I get into that question and other points, I really want to break down this game. And let's be honest, folks, 2-8 my record before entering this week. And I didn't actually officially state this, but I did pick the AFC in the Pro Bowl. I won a nice hunk of change, won $19. The AFC did cover, so thank God for that. We had a great sack by Von Miller in that game, so it was a pleasure to watch that one. But anyway, for the Super Bowl here, again, it's only one game, so there's only a little bit for me to break down. So let's talk about it. Right, I gotta first congratulate the Eagle fans, or the Eagle fan base, for the Eagles making it this far. I never would have thought in a million years, especially judging by my record, that the Eagles with Nick Foles would make it this far. I mean, folks, this was a team that once Carson Wentz went down, you saw Eagle fans crying. The season's over, and Nick Foles has done a tremendous job of just stepping into his shoes and leading this team. And I did say to fear not in one of my Eagle, consolation prize videos the past few videos ago, but Nick Foles has done such a great job since the playoffs started. Again, he had a rough, rocky start, week 16, week 17. He was horrible in the Dallas game, had no chemistry with receivers, but he has done such a great job this postseason, and in particular, I thought he was brilliant in the NFC Championship game. And it just goes to show how you really can't predict football. I sound like John Sterling with the Yankees broadcast, but you really can't predict football, folks. I mean, you look at the Vikings, who really shut down Drew Brees, and I'll tell you, one of the best quarterbacks of my lifetime, they shut him down, and then they can't do anything to stop Nick Foles. I mean, Nick Foles was like Joe Montana 2 weeks ago against the Vikings. I thought he played great. He finally got chemistry with receivers, which is the one thing I thought he didn't have since stepping into that starting position. He had a great bomb pass to Alshon Jeffrey, a dime. I thought that was a great play. He has great, chemistry with Ertz. So I had no worries there. But again, they play great, and the Philly defense has been awesome. I mean, they've really been tremendous. This is a great team. I'm telling you, I thought their only weakness was going to be Nick Foles, and he has proven to be a great, competent quarterback this playoff season, which is why I think they're going to win the game tomorrow. So, Patriot fans, or today, if I don't post this till tomorrow morning. I am recording this on a Saturday, but so Patriot fans, I apologize. I think Tom Brady is going to get one more blemish on his record. It's these NFC East teams, not the Cowboys. It's the NFC East teams. The Eagles they're going to revenge the 2005 loss they had. I really think this is Philly's year. They're a great team through and through. I think the Patriots have some players. Obviously, when you have Tom Brady and Belichick, I mean, you have a single team right there. But I do not think, I've been saying it all postseason, even though they've been this far. This is not the best Patriot team we've seen. They have weaknesses. Defensively, against Jacksonville 2 weeks ago, they stopped Leonard Fournette, and I thought that was the key to that game. But the Eagles have so many more weapons than just a great running back. I mean, you have to take into consideration that Nick Foles is a weapon because he's hot and he's played so well. So will the Patriot defense be able to shut down Foles, Ajayi, and LeGarrette Blount? And when those two guys are at full strength and hot, they are impossible to take down because they wear down defenses. It's not like, Jacksonville where they just had Fournette. They had TJ Yeldon who got a lot of snaps and a lot of receptions in that game. But they have two great running backs who can wear you down. LeGarrette Blount wears guys down. I think he had the record this year. Oh, I heard a stat that was since Jay Ajayi went to the Eagles, LeGarrette Blount has the best yards after contact, rushing the ball. And just shows you, this Philly running attack wears down defenses. Again, on the offensive side of the ball for the Patriots, though, you got Tom Brady, and that's really all you need. You have Tom Brady. He can make chemistry with anyone on that roster. Chris Hogan, Danny Amendola. There are a lot of guys. Gronk is playing in this game, but I like the Eagles here. I got to tell you, this is going to be I really do. I think it's going to be a close game. This is going to be a classic, Patriot Super Bowl, but I really do think the Eagles win this one. I think it's their year. So Eagle fans, good for you. Us other NFL fans are no longer going to be able to hold it over you that you haven't won a Super Bowl. So, but anyway, folks, again, for us Patriot and Eagle fans, and even for all you Giant fans out there, this Super Bowl is one where you're really hoping for good food over good football. Because I'll tell you what, if you're a Giant fan, this has been if you're a Giant fan, this has been the worst season for you through and through. Because not only are you one of the worst teams in the NFL, you have to watch as the Eagles play the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Really, it is kind of comical there. But anyway, again, as a Cowboy fan, I feel that too. So, some other things we can look at. We can look at the food. Obviously, hope you guys have a great spread. Get some wings, get some dip, some burgers, whatever you do. Keep it, Philly themed. Get some cheesesteaks. Obviously, that's always going to make a great, Super Bowl party. That's what you got going for you. But you also got a great opportunity to look at some of the greatest prop bets out there. And that's what I want to shift to next. And when we really, I've had a terrible postseason record in terms of, picking the actual game. So let's talk about some of these prop bets. And I really want to focus on 3 of them. And I'll tell you what, folks, I actually sat down and broke this down. So, that just goes to show how much I want to get a W on my record here. So, 3 of the prop bets I want to go to, right? The first one, Pink is doing the national anthem. And one of the prop bets, actually, how long will the national anthem itself take? Starting from the "Oh, say, can you see?" It's over under 2 minutes. I am picking the over here. I think Pink, she's a rock singer, really, we'll drag this one out. We'll love to be on the center stage. And I feel like typically these national anthem singers, I'm really talking about out of my ass here. These national anthem singers really like to be on center stage. So we're going to go for over 2 minutes. The other one, what color shirt will Bill Belichick be wearing at game time? Bill's wearing the blue. You always see him looking like the Emperor from Star Wars with the hood on. There's Bill for you wearing the blue. I forget what the odds were to that. The pink one was, I think it was minus 180, the over under 2 minutes. I said over. I think it's minus 180. So I think it's a big favorite to be over. And then some other funny ones, how over under number of times Tom Brady's age is mentioned by Al Michaels. So some of these are just hysterical. Over under the number of times it'll be mentioned about Donovan McNabb puking in the huddle, which hopefully Nick Foles doesn't do in this Super Bowl. I never knew if that was a rumor or not, if he actually did throw up, but apparently he did. So hopefully Nick Foles doesn't throw up in the huddle. And then the final one I wanted to talk to you about is going to be the number of times the game time temperature will be mentioned. I think what was it, 4? I think over under was 4 there. I think I'll take the under. I think even though it's not played in a tropical area, everyone knows it's in Minnesota, so under 4 times in the opening broadcast. So there's my expert analysis on the picks there. So there's a more comical side, but. Getting back to all seriousness here, we did have one more interesting thing that come out today, and I wanted to wait till the last minute to talk about this. Last week we did Baseball Hall of Fame, and this week we just announced the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I love the roster that's going in. You have Randy Moss, T.O., again, the 2 controversial players. I wasn't sure about them, but then you have Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher, Brian Dawkins, and I feel like I'm missing someone else, and I apologize if I do, but I think this is a very good class, and it just feels like, we're getting old here, because, again, I grew up watching a lot of these guys. Ray Lewis, I loved Ray Lewis. He did it so well for 17 years. He was such a big proponent of the game, great personality, great leader on and off the field. Obviously, he did have the situation where he, may have killed someone, and I say that now, I call him a leader, and you hear that it's bad, but I think Ray Lewis really demonstrated what it meant to be a great player in the NFL, a great leader, a fearsome middle linebacker. I didn't watch Mike Singletary play, but I hear that it's Harry Carson, it's Mike Singletary, and it's Ray Lewis as the top 3 of all time middle linebackers at that position. And it just so happens he's going in with another middle linebacker I watched, Brian Urlacher, who will be going on stage with with hair now, I think, which is going to be very shocking. That's something that could be another prop bet. I mean, will the Brian Urlacher bust have hair? So Brian Urlacher, again, throughout his whole career, had a shaved head. He was losing his hair. He shaved his head. But after he got out of football, I guess he got a hair transplant or something. So now he has hair. So that'll be something. I'm very intrigued to see if he will have hair going into the Hall of Fame. So we'll just have to wait and see there. Again, yeah, Brian Dawkins, another great thing for the Philly fan base, fearsome safety. He's in the Hall of Fame, another great leader. I just love the leadership aspect out of a lot of these players. Now, the interesting one, the one that really garnered a lot of controversy, was the Randy Moss versus T.O. Election to the Hall of Fame. Last year, a lot of, T.O. was tweeting about how upset he was getting to the Hall of Fame. I ultimately agree with that. I think guys like T.O. and Curt Schilling, they're great players, great talent, but they're shrouded by controversy off the field by some of the stuff they do. Randy Moss, to a lesser extent, I think, Randy Moss has had his share of meltdowns and blow-ups. But I think Randy Moss, when he played, he was the best at what he did. Again, coupled with that 07 16-0 Patriot team, Randy Moss was just tremendous. He was the best player in football at that time. So I thought he would definitely get in. T.O., maybe a couple more years for the writers, whoever lets them in the Football Hall of Fame. I don't know if it's the writers or whatnot, but happy that T.O. got in. I'm sure he's not going in as a Cowboy. I'm actually not sure who T.O. is going to go in with. You figure Randy Moss is going with the Vikings, but I'm not sure who T.O. is going to go in with. You go with San Francisco. It's definitely not Buffalo. Is one of his last teams. I don't think it's Dallas, and I don't think it's Philly. So maybe it's San Francisco he goes in with. But yeah, so that is it for the Hall of Fame. And then the last thing, we're gonna go with a trivia question. And folks, if you made it this far into my rambling video here, I definitely appreciate it. But this week's question is a little easier, and I wanted to keep it based on the theme of Patriot Eagles Super Bowls. Right. So here's the question. Currently in the NFL, as of last week when I looked this up, there are only 2 players that are active today that played in that Super Bowl in 2005, and one of them is obviously Tom Brady. Who is the other player? So if you can guess that question, I assume this is a much easier question, I think. So comment in the section below. I was able to write a few trivia questions down, and this is where I have to shout out Anthony Iotti, who almost got he got my version of the trivia question right from last week, but he didn't get the correct one, which is the one that Ben guessed right. But Ben, I didn't give you a plug. Yeah, so Ben Janasek, he's going to law school, the current club baseball president. He took my spot last year. I had a big hand in nominating him as president. He's not letting me down. He's proved me wrong with my stats here, and we hope he's doing well. Again, he's going to law school in D.C. He's going to do big things, and hopefully he can be my legal hand for the show one day. So, Ben, great job. So there's the trivia question for you. And then, folks, I wanted to end it with, we're approaching February, and we're kind of ending my sphere of knowledge, right? So I'm a baseball and football guy. I'm not a basketball guy whatsoever. I've been getting into hockey. For one reason or another. I really enjoy. I love watching it, but I know nothing about the sport, the history, or whatnot. So I wanted to, ask you guys: is there anything you want me to talk about? So please, you can comment that as well. If there's a hot take you want me to make, I'd be happy to make that take if you want or whatnot. So please, again, comment that in the section below, or you can submit questions to me, trivia questions. You can shoot me a text or whatnot. And I'd be happy to give you a shout out that way. But please let me know. So folks, have a great Super Bowl Sunday to you Eagle fans. Congratulations in advance. And Patriot fans, congratulations to you too, because if I'm picking the Eagles, that means the Patriots are going to win the game. So, all right, guys, thank you so much again. Hopefully this audio quality is okay. Obviously, it's not going to be with the mic. But again, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again.